Terrorists win. Well, we find ourselves here. Again, the counterparts of what we saw earlier on in Mirage from Bad News Bears. It's now them scrambling for life. Down by 6 rounds, though, maybe the T side can give him enough pizzazz to come back into this. NickX just baiting it A, and he's done God's work. I mean, he's on the site practically, but they're not buying it. Nobody's rotated off of this, and they won't, because he falls, and everything falls silent. Not a whisper as they exploded to be. Well ready or badass gaming, but not ready enough to stop them from getting the opener.
On a wing and a prayer, man down already, make it 2 and 3 to follow, knock them all down like pins. It looks like this one has gone the way that it was anticipated to from the start. Double digits, and that is an absolute statement to be made here on Vertigo, as they might be 1 round ahead of their adversaries from the previous maps finished. Bad News Bears, but they're 7 behind from closing the gap.
And that doesn't change no matter how much you want it to, unless you earn it. So far, I don't think they're going to go for a force, but Summy has at least purchased a Deagle, so damage is capable of this buy, maybe. Though, I don't really think the round is something you can reasonably argue for them. Now, Badass Gaming can kind of just use this as eco farming round. They've got 2 SMGs in play, but again, an MP5. I don't know why we've seen these being used, but
It is something
that's what I'm saying, right? Because on Mirage, it was Umar using the MP5, and now it's Shane. So there's got to be something more to it, right?
Maybe. Desert Eagle for Steel to actually, and a Desert Eagle for Sonic as well, but I'm not going to be leaning my bets on that one too heavily at this point in time, as they're going to be going for the buy into the next. This is just them trying to find something of an overextension, but doesn't look like anyone on the Badass Gaming side have any reason to go for something like that. As it currently plays out, the range game from this MP5 up against unhead armored opponents, and this could be where the tap 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 comes through the boost from Steel, and he's going to not see him over the top just yet. They might get their time in the limelight. Here they come.
You don't want Shane finding these kills, though. I mean, if there's any hope moving forward, it's keeping the money limited, and giving Shane 900 potential dollars is probably not the greatest idea they could come up with. But now I don't know if there's another option. Though, I guess Stare does take one away. Round should still be signed to deliver for Badass. Maybe a couple of casualties to speak of. Sonic on the Shane. Not empty-handed, but pretty close to it. 11 up by 3. Not up by 3, but 8. That's where my math is going, is all Badass need. It's kind of a sketchy buy, though. There's still a lot missing for Bad News Bears. Utility-wise, and, I mean, being down to 2 Galils is not what you want around like this. I feel like the Galil is better in this game. I don't know why. I just
it's
feel
so
like
much
it.
better. It definitely is. It feels more controlled. I don't know if there's less kickback from the gun visually that really stabilizes it for me, but I like to see it, and I like to play with it as well. See how this works out for them, though. They scale their way up into the upper bomb site now. It's going to be a quick scale up with fairly little utility for the remainder of it. They found their opening, and somehow not burning between the smoke and the Molotov. They're going to be able to make their way up with a man advantage.
Few and far between these events for them on this map entirely, but job's not done yet. Snav is stuck behind this smoke, but if they don't get in here quick enough, then they won't realize them for the kill on there. In fact, just escape scot-free, and there's an even mid-flanker coming through, so this round is all up in the air. It seems they're aware of this possibility for now, but as soon as the project first away, they double up on the man advantages only for a moment in time, as they still keep it tame, but realistic. Bad News Bears, it's still that rare advantage. They've kept to it A, and right now, Badass Gaming are stuck between hell and high water, looking for this kill on the ramp player, but they can't get distracted by it. As they hear utility exploding into B, they've got to beat him to the punch. They can't go through when there's 3 players. They want to isolate, but it's already too late.
Yeah, there was a moment where they could have kicked on the Jets and maybe made their way over to B, and those less grouped up fights now. The advantage does favor Bad News Bears. Crossfire placed, and there's a player at the bottom of the ramp to make it work as well, and now it's only onto Shane. No utility onto him. He's out of there. No real reason to throw your body away. Got that body armor, the kit, and the M4. They might have a couple of guns into the next round either way. Badass Gaming aren't going to be too hard-pressed to be able to do so. It's going to be Bad News Bears who are going to be continuously forcing up everything they have for the rest of the game. So it's really the ball in the corner of Badass for the rest of it. I want to see that AWP brought out sooner rather than later by Dare, but we're not going to be able to see that for a little bit now, as actually the loss bonus doesn't accumulate high enough for them to be able to put something too contesting together. They may as well just take another save.
Now, this is going to be interesting, how badass format their CT side, because so far it's been a little more loose toward A. There hasn't been any boost. They haven't really committed to too much, where it's a weird counterpart, and it feels like even though Bad News Bears did it, and that might be evidence to say why it doesn't work, you still kind of have to. I mean, you think about that last round for BNB, it was filled with freedom from the team side, going up mid on a late lurk, taking ramp with no questions asked, and again, somebody's walking out, and another opening pick is found. It's back to a 4-on-4, but considering the only gun they dropped as a gun, it puts a lot more pressure on this Deagle, which eventually falls, but you let Snav alone in A. 2 players peek in, and only one goes out. That's that of the defender, and Bad News Bears hold on to get another advantage.
Right? Talking points to be made. Frankie and Shane. Oh, you see that cone just flying up into the sky there? What was that? Trying to dive the bomb plane. Actually, we'll be able to. Okay, hold on. No, that can't happen. That can't be allowed over the top. Nobody even holding for it remotely. There's 2 smokes inside of the site. How can we not afford to hold for them to go up high? There's nowhere else really to even pay attention to, and they do bring this down to only Summy left into the clutch. Position not made yet known, but his HP does not favor him being able to find a fight and get away with new positioning to take the next. That's going to be that one shut down despite the man advantage. HP, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter if you can at least hold the bomb plan with success.
Yeah, that hurts if you're BNB. They had everything going their way. That should have been their round 9 times out of 10. We just saw the one time it wasn't, where you make a good point. The smokes are up on both sides of the site, and yes, it's not uncommon to see someone push through the smoke. You don't need 2 players holding for that. Now, I like what they had initially, right? They had someone inside hole holding for that left side push, but Summy's job has to be to care about the guy going up on headshot. Yes, they might come through the other side, but you can react to that better than the flip side, and they don't. So you see how much they get off of that one boost. The round cascades downhill from there, and Bad News Bears now battle for their life, where they could have at least had some room for leverage.
An advantage to try and pull away and work with, and already they're breaking down mid and cracking open both B and A. There's one player in between the 2 of them now, and Shane to be able to hold it down, hopefully with a multi-frag for his team. If he is able to get away after that kill, maybe there's room for help. Garrett still a ways away removed, and that might be now him pumping the brakes on the take back over into that area of the map as the bomb is put down. These players are going to have no problem, especially with the volumetric smokes isolating him that much further between the site and getting the kill. He's not actually down and deeper towards CT spawn. Nobody going to be offering up any availability in terms of the vision, as they're still steal up close, but Umar ready for the swing off the left, and then over from the right is going to be Sonic following one, and he might get that kill, not even to be, as it'll be closed down before he gets the chance. 5-12, they're down, but maybe not out entirely yet.
Maybe not, who knows, but you need 7 more rounds in a row. I know these past couple of rounds have looked good. Hell, even the one that Badass got was kind of a write-off, and you could essentially say that it's not that big of a deal, but it's more so that if they so much as just sneeze in the right direction at this point, you're going to overpass. So if you're BNB, if you're trying to get back into it, it's round by round. Simple as that. And you've kept them limited. They fought in here, so you're going to start getting these rounds 2 for the price of 1. But how long is that big vacancy in mid going to keep aiding you? We think about these past couple of rounds. That's where they've gotten their own. That's where they've made their money. That's not going to be alive forever. So maybe think of around the map beyond that when the guns come back through. But this one shouldn't be much of a talking point, even with the extra weaponry. Shane's already low. Not a lot of utility. B is looking weak. Kind of feels like we're teed up for a 6th.
It up towards the A ramp, nobody's home. Shane, you say that they're teed up for that 6th, but I don't know. Now it looks like that, and now only one player at the bottom of the ramp needs to stay alive. Sonic, wide spray, player close enough to be able to help him out should he need to clear this corner, and Frankie's tucked into it, awaiting to see the potential with his hands down, not to be the case. Umar's wiser than that, wise enough to read through your smoke and mirrors as a smoke for B. He's gonna need to be put down soon enough for them to get close enough without being made contact with that Deagle that had been made before. Already one gunning around the generator, but before things had gone into some sort of a rabbit down the whole chase. It's going to be 6 eventually brought back in. Anthran, I wasn't sure how I felt about this round after that opening pick. It looked like there was room for Sonic to collapse and Umar immediately to follow, but they make it look a lot better than it could have otherwise.
Very good recovery from BNB. Again, that's one of those rounds that can easily get away from you if you don't play your cards right. And if off the rip, they didn't. They gave away a couple too many individuals, and they got bit for it. But the response was good. I mean, still, I'd like to see it ironed out a tiny bit, because thinking back to that ramp play, Sonic goes back in alone, and God forbid he loses that duel, that's extra guns. That's a 5-on-3. That's trade it out, bang it out, and Badass have themselves another round. But they don't terrorists win. Yet. And getting run down, I don't know if you can hang on to these remaining couple of weapons. Maybe you can. They're a little too far away now, so Dare holds the line for his boy, and they get another MP9 out of this one. But going into a save, you're pretty much running back the last round, so it's got the same chance.
Chance. That's what we've been talking about all game long. It feels like Bad News Bears trying to create one for themselves. Nobody was going to offer it up to them, and at least right now, in terms of the money, Bad News have the leg up to play with and through. And then for Singular onto Dare. It's going to have to be miraculous in its efforts, as right now it seems contact is going to pull through. One up high, one down low. The strike at the SMG from the top down is going to allow the AK-47 to be retrieved potentially, but nobody there on the TT side able to help him grab it. He's going to go in on his own and take the gamble that nobody else is nearby, and it's a gamble that pays off.
But can they come into A? And again, there's not a lot of utility. They have an AG to maybe slow down the plant, but at best, maybe finding a spam kill, you need something to come through on the initial defense. Already Snav gone. That's a foregone conclusion.
Ooh.
Again, just spam back and forth. It helps. It looks pretty, but on the flip side in the outcome, there's really nothing to discuss. Shane backing away with the AK. It's nice to have that extra spending cash, so he's not going to be too bent about holding on to it. But they inch closer, and now it feels doable, maybe. You'd still need 5 rounds, right? It's still a lot to ask for, but in times of old, you'd call this a workable score. This is 15-10 with extra steps.
Terrorists win. I'd say it's like a 15-11 feel.
I just meant, like,
literal 5 rounds away.
Yeah. But I'd agree.
Because, like, think about it like this. This is one gun round, right? They win this, and then they move on to that 12-8. One where the CTs are going to have virtually nothing to put forward to be competitive. Mm-hmm. That's 12-9. And then, once again, that's going to be a gun round where they're also going to have to either take a half or go all in and risk being put up against map Ty's point.
And keep in mind, there's no op. Dare, who has been Dare, doesn't have it.
He hasn't been doing much offing, though, has he?
It's true. He's not doing much of anything here, at least in this round. Trades go back and forth. You don't want to be giving that up, though. 2 more players spotted at A. They were ready to pounce into B. They would have been caught hands down, bare naked. We're lucky that didn't happen just yet, but Umar, and off his own, doesn't creep up with that. Rather, the Tech 9 as he takes control of side hall. And what's going on here? They're boosting up, but they're leaving ramp open. And Bad News Bears are going to find this out soon. Umar, he's all the way through side hall. This is suspicious silence. You're going to know something's up. This boost will be cleared by Umar. Or maybe the barrel gets spotted first, but they are barreling up A as the smokes rain in. They're going to take spotted. Spam comes through, and Nick X lands the head. It's all up to 1 on A. Snav stuck in a smoke, full gray screen. You're not fighting for this one.
Yeah, his teammates are being dropped like flies around him as well. It's looking like a done deal. If he saves this gun, that's one thing, but I think if they can take it away from him, that's going to feel great. Is Summy right now dancing back and forth between the 2 different points of contact, waiting for maybe another teammate to get closer to him. Nav might get away with a kill on top of it, and there it is, AK upgrade. See you later. T's aren't exactly wealthy, but I think considering they're already backs up against the wall, might have as well sent a player his way to try and hunt it down, and I think they have. I can't exactly tell, but they're close enough to one another they might make a duel if my minimap isn't lying to me.
That might be... No, they are. Yeah, so there's another process, and Nick X is probably not the one you wanted to go in, just speaking numerically. Because he was the lowest of the bunch when it comes to players still being alive. Yeah, Umar's got the ops, so I get it. But point is, it's iffy. It was risky. Risk didn't pay off. Oh well, you move into this round, not a big deal. But I'll keep the precedent same. Kills at this point aren't really doing you any justice as Badass Gaming. Bad News Bears are adding up these rounds one by one, and you're right. They're only a hop, skip, and a jump away from taking this all the way to OT and rendering that, what, 12 or 10 to half useless? That would be a massive wonder. Under his own, nading open the smoke, down to 8 HP. It's good info, but he's not going to be effective in this round.
Honestly, the T side have been barely committed this half, I have to say, for that. Oh, what are you doing, Nick X? What? Walking up with his knife out in the middle of nowhere, no teammates close enough to space him, and the Molotov's not even pluming yet. That is not what you like to see on a round where that's probably the only way you can afford Badass Gaming away back in this round. Now the AK-47 is going to make it happen. Thankfully, Sonic, as likely as ever to find a multi-frag, does so and leaves it now into a 1 versus 2 despite Umar's HP steal should be good enough for the 1v1. Project 90 posted and ready. Oh no, there it is. Now Umar's got dancing around the site to do from the left side or the right of the generator. Not sure if he spotted where he went, and this is it. One bullet, it should be done.
You're never going to expect something like that. I mean, it's just mistake after mistake in that round for BNB. You highlighted it, but Badass Gaming use it to their advantage. And again, I'll say it, right? It's not even like they did anything all that miraculous, but you sneeze in the right direction, you come away with the win because of that massive lead you grabbed early on. BNB, it's a good attempt, but it's all for nothing. As we head to Overpass, it'll all be decided there. Stick around to see who comes away.